What's happening, Hyperdrivers? I'm outside today in muggy Florida. It is hot right now, it's humid, but at least the conditions are good enough that I could finally do this video. A few weeks back, I picked up a new car, finally traded in my Challenger after 10 years, but I had to move to a more dad-mobile car. So I picked up the 2024 Chevy Traverse RS, and you gotta check this thing out. I'm calling it the Stormtrooper. If you're brand new to my channel, here on the Hyperdrive, I talk about Star Wars news, collectibles, and video games, and how my love for Star Wars relates to my life. So that's what you're gonna find here most on the channel. We don't normally do car reviews here, so if you're looking for a detailed, full spec review on this brand new Chevy Traverse, there are plenty of YouTube videos out there for you guys to go check out that are fully, immersed into this car so that you can get all the spec that you want about it. Now, just a little background on the car. Why I picked this one up. So before I had this car, I had a 2014 Dodge Challenger 100th anniversary RT. I picked up that car, 10 years ago, back when, just before my kid was born. So, I was just newly married, and I wanted a muscle car. It was my dream car. I loved that car. V8, it was fun. It was a very fun car. But, things changed in my life. I had more kids now. I have a channel I'm running. I do statue unboxings here on the channel sometimes, and we have these huge boxes that I have to transport. And the Challenger made it challenging to transport those boxes. So I needed something bigger, something that I could handle those boxes, something that could handle the kids and taking them to school and doing all those things. And initially what I really wanted to get was a Tahoe. But I don't know if you've seen the prices on Tahoes. They're pretty expensive. So when I came in and saw the Chevy Traverse, I was like, this looks really cool. And then I saw the RS and in white, and I was like, man, that thing looks like a Stormtrooper. So I fell in love with it like right away. Shout out to Coy at Schumacher Chevy for hooking me up with a good deal, and then that was it, sealed it. I came home with it, and I've been pretty happy with it. So this review is gonna be more of a consumer level review. We'll take and glass over some of the things that I like about it, some things that, coming off a V8 and going into a 4-cylinder turbo, some of the things maybe I don't like so much. We're gonna get some gas in the car. Gonna go take it to my storage unit so that we can put a box in there and see how much space this thing has, because this thing is really like a mini Tahoe. That's really cool about this car. It's a lot bigger than you expect it to be. So without further ado, let's check this thing out. All right, so let's first start off with a quick rock around of the car. There she is. This thing is so sick. I really like the white. I was actually dealing also on a black one, which kind of reminded me a little bit of Darth Vader. But when I saw the white one, I was like, yes, that looks really good. Looks sharp with the black. Excuse it being a little dirty. I haven't had a chance to get it washed because it's always raining here in Florida. So, that's such is life here. Really cool looking car. It's got blacked out lights in the back. You see I got my Stormtrooper license tag now. One of my friends picked that up for me. Yeah, 22-inch rims. Came with tint on the back windows only. I added a little tint to the front already just to make it match up a little bit. So here's the key fob that comes with the car. It's got the remote lock, remote unlock, you have the remote start, and then you also have the option to open up the tailgate. So that's pretty cool. The side mirrors come with your turn signal, you got a camera, you also have a sensor there to warn you about cars in other lanes. You got sensors all around the front of the car as well as a forward camera. So that helps with the Super Cruise that's built into this car. You have sensors all around the rear bumpers to warn you when you're parking or backing up. You have a backup camera right above the license plate, and then you also have a backup camera right here above the window, which I'll show you what that does a little bit later. You got the real sporty looking twin pipes. All right, let's do a little remote start so you can see some of the animations of the lights. It's pretty cool how the LED lights do that. Not a very loud sounding car, but it's a 4-cylinder. You don't even have to put your foot underneath the tailgate for it to open. You just have to stand behind it, which is really sick. Here's the interior back. I added in these rubber floor mats here to protect it, so that, you know, if I ever have to haul in some boxes or rocks or something like that for yard work. I got to figure out though how to get this to stick. May have to use some Velcro. It seems to stick pretty good on this side, but over here not so much. But this is optional. You don't have to buy this. Otherwise it would just come with a carpet. You can see there on the bottom. Underneath you have a little bit of storage capacity, which you can see I already filled up with what was in my Challenger. Underneath that is your spare tire, so you can get to that. You have automatic seats, so they fold down. Show you that real quick. Yeah, so they move. And we'll get into more of that when I go get the box later. We'll take a look at that. The other row does the same thing. So it's the third row there. It's got a Bose sound system, and you get speakers here in the back, which is nice. All right, here's the interior of the car. And this is really what sold me on it, man. The white looked awesome, but when I came in and I saw this red carbon fiber on the interior, I was like, oh, that is so cool. It looked really good. It's got leather. You got leather seats. The leather seats are perforated, and they have ventilation, so you get like an AC that blows out of the seats when you're sitting down in it. It's got RS stitching in the headrest, which is cool. The seats are also heated. Your steering wheel is also heated, so that's cool. You have a charge pad down there for your phone. You also have a USB-C and a USB right there to charge your car. You got some cup holders here. You got some storage space right here, which right now has my camera. Some of my camera equipment in there at the moment. You got more storage space over here. So more space to put more stuff. You got a set of cup holders here in the back. Here's how the back of the car looks from the front. Here's the back seat. Now the back seat can move back, it can go forward, so you can do that. The backrest can actually fold down as well to give you a little more comfort if that's what you want. I'm about 6 feet tall, and you can see that I got pretty good leg room right here from the front, and this back seat is pretty much all the way back right now when I sit in the front. I added in the rubber floor mats again, you know, to protect the car. You have rear AC that can be controlled from back here. Auto mode, you can turn down the temperature, you could turn down, you know, how it's blowing in the back, so the people in the back have completely separate AC, which is nice. You also have your AC vents up here and then over there on that side. All right, so here's your back seat, your third row. Now I'll be honest, you know, I'm like I said, 6 foot. There's not a lot of space back there, especially if you have a tall person in the front. So the back seat is a little bit better for like small kids, you know, or, you know, kids maybe up to like 9 or 10, 11, something like that. But with all the kids in the car, there's plenty of space. You got a Bose sound system in the car. You have your button there for your rear tailgate, your windows right here. You have your presets for the driver. You have an automatic park, which kicks in on its own. You have to always turn that off, it seems. And then you have your option there for your different modes, which I'm going to show you in a little bit. Automatic lights, and then your steering wheel. Let's go ahead and kick this thing on. You can see it's pretty quiet. Turn the volume down a little bit. It's not super loud, okay? So right off the bat, you have your electronic dash there. Has all of your instruments, your speed, you know, your gas level. You can see we need to get some gas. We're gonna do that in a little bit. All of your settings and options are right there. They can be changed as well. But then you have this big 17-inch wide info display, which is incredible. This thing is huge. You have all kinds of things here. We have Apple CarPlay. Put that right there. You got Apple CarPlay. You have Google Maps. Now, one of the things that I really liked about the Google Maps on this one is that I often, when I'm driving and I map something out, I want to see the map. I don't always want to just have a play-by-play instructions. And sometimes my wife wants to take and change the display up. Well, if she's here wanting to mess around with that and I still want to see my map, I could take and simply bring it right over here. Boom. Now I have it right here in front of my display, and I could look completely forward, you know, at the road and pay attention, which is great. I love that feature. And you have all these different displays here that you can select from. Okay, that's the one I like the most. It also has Super Cruise. So Super Cruise is this automatic, like AI driven feature. That's the best way I could put it. I go on the highway, I tell it the speed that I want it to go to, and it automatically maintains speed. It'll change lanes to bypass slower drivers, and it will adjust the speed, you know, depending on the traffic. I thought that was freaking insane. The first time I tried it, it freaked me out. I had my hands like really close to the steering wheel, but it worked. I did it in rush hour traffic at that, and it worked perfectly. So I thought that was a really, really cool feature and one of the selling points for me. You have all these other options here. You got vehicle status, which will give you your tire pressures, and it'll tell you oil life. You got your engine air filter life. So you have all that there, you know, cool. You got Google Assist, you got the Play Store, Apple CarPlay. I have an iPhone. You have your cameras. So to show you 360 top view of the car, you got the rear view of the camera, you have overhead, you got the side views, you got the front view. So lots of cool features there. I thought that was really cool. Never had all of this tech in a car before. The last one, all I had was just, you know, backup alarm. You got ambient lighting. So right now in the car, there's a red LED light that goes around the entire car, but you could change the color of that. I personally like to keep it red. It's because of the trim. So I thought that was neat. If you have a trailer, you have the option here for the trailer. I don't on this car. Okay. This mode option right here, when you select that, it will change your mode to towing haul. You have snow, and you have sport. And as far as I could tell, all that really does is adjust the way the car accelerates. So when I put it in sport mode, for example, it seems to have a little more pickup when I do that. So I thought that's kind of neat. Down here on the bottom is your AC. You also have your ventilation in your seats. All of those settings are right there. It's climate control change for either side of the car. So if you are a passenger, you have the option to change it independently from the driver's side. I thought that was neat as well. And then you also have manual functions down here, you know, if you'd rather use the manual functions. So I thought that is a really nice option. As you can see, I had to add my Han Solo die because it's my Star Wars car. All right, so here's the backup mirror. Now, this is where I was telling you about the backup camera. Let's say, you know, you're driving, you got your kids in the back, and one of them's a little bit taller and blocking your rear view so you can't see the car behind you. You could just take and flip this, and now you have access to that backup camera, and you can see what's going on in the rear view of your car without any obstruction. You got your sunglass holder, your vanity mirrors. This one here is a first for me. I've never had this in a car before, but you also have your panoramic sunroof. And it is a big freaking sunroof. So like I said, when I saw this car and I saw the white trim with the black, and I was like, oh man, this looks like a Stormtrooper. And then I got inside, and then the red accents, that big 17-inch screen, I was like, woo, yes, this is the car that I want. So I picked it up. I've been having a lot of fun with the car so far. Like I said, I only had it 2 weeks. The only thing that I can say is, you know, coming off of a V8 and going into a 4-cylinder turbo, there definitely is a underwhelming feeling of power. But I mean, that's a given. Is, you know, V8's a much more powerful car. So, you know, that's expected. But other than that, I love everything else about it so far. But right now is the first time that I'm going to actually fill this car up. So let's go take it to the pumps and see how much this is going to cost me. So the Challenger was kind of pricey when I would take it to the pump. It ran on the high test, so, you know, 16 gallons, by the time you're all said and done, you're sitting at like almost $70. I'm hoping that this one won't be as much, or at least at that level or lower. I don't know. We're going to find out. All right, we're getting over here at the gas station. I don't even know what the gas is costing over here. We'll check that out so you can get an idea. So gas here looks like it is $3.36 maybe. All right, so I had to change pumps. I tell you what, if I can find the gas pump that is not working, I'm gonna find it. Every time I come to a gas station, I always seem to grab the one that doesn't work. All right, these seem to be working. All right, cool, we'll do this one. That's almost $20 less than the Challenger was. All right, so there you go, full tank. At a full tank, it says it could get roughly 296 miles, but that's just a guesstimate. I think on the sticker and on the website, it said it gets about 27 miles on the highway and about 19 miles or 20 miles in town. So that's gonna be about your gas mileage. But man, almost 50 bucks to fill up this car. The Challenger was pushing like $70 to fill it up. It was running on high test, like I said, but still, that's a big savings for me right there. All right, let's go over to storage. I'll show you guys how the seats fold down and put in a statue box, maybe one or two. I gotta do some reviews. Can finally catch up on some of these reviews. That was one of the things that was holding me back with the reviews lately, is that I just didn't have a way of transporting them from my storage unit back to the house so that I could do them. So I've been kind of backed up on statue reviews right now. And I've only been focusing on things that were much more easily transported with the other car. So, you know, hopefully now I can get back into the swing of things with that. One of the things I want to hunt down for right here is a Stormtrooper like Funko Pop or like a bobblehead. I think that'll be kind of cool to have on the dash. So if you know where you can find one, let me know. So one of the things I forgot to mention when I was talking about the car was the cost. The sticker price on this car was $55,400, right around there. There is a more expensive model that comes with four-wheel drive, and I think there is another one that also has the red color, which also tacks on a little bit more money on it. But almost all of the features that come with the car, like the 17-inch info screen, you know, the space, obviously, some of the other features are available outside of the RS model. The RS model only gets you the 22-inch rims. It comes standard with the sunroof. And it comes with the Super Cruise, you know, automatically. And then you get these red stitching in the seats, which I liked. So, you know, that's the additional stuff. And the red carbon, I think that's also another feature that's different for this model. But there are cheaper versions, or less expensive versions, is a better word, that you can get, you know, if you wanted to. Like, there's the LT version with the black package. And that one comes with, I think, 20-inch rims. It has a little bit more black deco. That's a little bit different than the RS model. Similar, but different. Again, smaller rims. And I think that one sits around 44, 43, somewhere around there. So, you know, you can find one a little bit less expensive, but yeah, I thought this was awesome. So that's why I went with it. So we're here. Let's prepare this car for the box. All right, first up, we're gonna take and move this seat up. Let's do the same thing on this side. Also, while we're at it, move the armrests up. So first thing we're gonna do is gonna pull down the front seats. I should have done that a different way. All right, I did that out of order a bit. Let's move the seat back. All right, now we put the seat down. There you go. Move this forward. Okay. All right, now we can move these back seats down. Look at that. Look at all that space for so much activities.
Look at all this floor space. So much. You do aerobics in here. So many activities.
Good old storage. I have a little bit of stuff.
One eternity later.
All right, there you go. A couple boxes in there. Lots of space still left. Actually, didn't even need to fold down the rear seats. Could have left those up. Lots of room. I could fit a hell of a lot more boxes in here. Yeah, man, look at all that space. I could have definitely fit quite a few more boxes in here. Didn't find the box I was looking for. That's what happens when you have too much shit. So anyway, guys, that's gonna about do it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed the tour. I'm absolutely loving the car. It's, you know, where it lacks in power that the Challenger had, it more than makes up for in space and then tech. This is absolutely the most techy car I've ever had in my life. So I'm loving it. Anyway, until next time, may the force be with you.